coming to a common issue of terror, and we all know where terror gets sponsored and where the bases are and what is happening. There is a feeling in India, and I'm not sure it is the genuine feeling or not, but there's a feeling in India that the United States may not be backing India as much as it should, especially when it comes to putting pressure on Pakistan. How do you view this? Do you think this is a genuine view? And if not, can you tell us why? I mean, why this perception is there?
I think that dealing with threat of terrorism has become a very powerful force bringing the two countries together. I think that if you look at the level of cooperation that we have, the level of discussion, the level of shared understanding that we have, I think it has improved dramatically. I think the issue of Pakistan has always been there. I think that if one looks closely at the steps that have been taken by the United States in recent years, I think that they are something that by and large addresses a lot of the concerns that India has had. We have not just done this because of India. We've done this for our own reasons. But I think that the outcome, particularly on things like putting pressure to deal with things like listing at the UN, to deal with things like the Financial Action Task Force, I think are things that we believe serve everybody's interests. And so I think that there's definitely much more shared understanding. I think that perception that's there, it's also there. I mean, very candidly, my view is we will never be able to completely satisfy all the critics. But I don't think that should be the goal. I think the goal is to work together to try and make it so that we can cooperate more effectively, that we can reduce the support for terrorism around the world, and that we can provide support for countries that face terrible attacks like what we saw in Sri Lanka. At the same time, we all recognize the need to be vigilant ourselves. And no country is safe from the threat of terrorism, and I think that the best way to deal with it is to have as much international cooperation as possible, to share best practices, share information, and try and make sure that we are doing everything we can to work together to deal with what is clearly a huge problem for many countries around the world, and a problem for both of our countries.